landscape documentary photographer. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about stepping into landscape documentary photography and all of the different gear that has helped me get to where I am now. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. You're helping me bring my dreams to life, and I am hoping to help you bring your dreams to life. I just want this channel to encourage you to step out, to not be afraid, and even if you are, to do it afraid. So what I want this video to really be about today is stepping into the landscape outdoor photography space as a woman, some of the challenges I have run into, and where I started and where I am now and where I'm hoping to go. Before we get started, if you could please hit the subscribe button down below, tell your friends about this channel. I'm really trying to grow and just inspire as many people as possible. So thank you so much. Let's get started. Here we are in my garage. This is my gear wall. I actually just put it together yesterday. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little story. When I was 21, I am almost 30 for that perspective. I had just graduated college and I always wanted to get into the outdoor space. However, I was so intimidated. When I was younger, we did grow up outside. My brother was in Boy Scouts, my dad was a Boy Scout, my grandpa was a Boy Scout. However, I was just a sibling. I don't think girls were allowed at that time to be in Boy Scouts. But I did learn a lot. I learned how to tie knots and, the rules of the wilderness and to never go alone. And so that was like ingrained in me. However, I have broken that rule many times because sometimes it's hard to find someone to go with you, and if you want to get something done, you just gotta do it by yourself sometimes. So I had just graduated college and I really wanted to go car camping. I had seen someone who I graduated with had done it too. He was a guy, and I just kind of thought in my head like, oh, well, he's a guy, he can do that. I'm a girl, I have to go with someone. However, that was a limiting belief. And I told my parents, it was fall. At the time I was living in Omaha, Nebraska. And I drove about 10 hours to Colorado to go car camping. And all I had at the time was a Subaru Forester. It was used. And I didn't have much for gear. I had my camera. And I had a hand-me-down sleeping bag, and I borrowed some of my mom and dad's gear. So I didn't even have, I think I slept on a yoga mat in the back of my car. I also was recovering from runner's knee, and so I wasn't able to fully extend my leg. So it was pretty painful actually. I also did not know how to make hot food. So I still am kind of afraid of fire. So that has been something that I have been learning, is how to get comfortable with making hot food with a jet boil. And so I didn't have a way to make hot food. So even though I was able to step out and say, okay, I'm gonna go do this, there were still little mini fears that I was letting kind of control me. When I moved to New Mexico with my husband, I started traveling around the Southwest a lot on my own, and my husband would come with me as well, but I have found a lot of strength in doing things on my own even though I am married, because it just helps me feel empowered, and it helps me know that I can handle things on my own if I want to or need to. So yeah, let's get started with gear. So this is my gear wall, and typically it's all in my car. However, sometimes it can get a little overwhelming because I have different activities that I do, and each activity requires kind of the same thing but a little different combination. let's get started on some of the gear I have and how you can find it cheaply, all of that. So this is probably my most important piece of gear that I bring with me when I am out photographing. This helps me feel safe. I think I paid $300. They might be a little bit more, but you can find them on sale. You can even look on Facebook Marketplace and buy them used. This is the InReach Mini 2 Garmin. So basically what happens is you do pay a monthly fee, I believe, for it to be activated. And basically I can still text anybody who has the app while I'm in the middle of nowhere with no cell service. But yeah, it has a SOS button on it, but you should only press the SOS button if it is an absolute emergency. I highly recommend taking self-rescue classes, first aid, all of that. I haven't taken a lot of those. However, I think the biggest thing that has helped me feel safer is knowing how to get myself out of a situation that would be scary to handle alone. Having this is essential, but also knowing how to get yourself out of situations that make you feel fearful and might prevent you from doing the thing is going to help you do the thing because you know how to get yourself out of it. So the next gear I'm going to talk about is my Jackery Explorer charger block. And this is how I charge my camera and my laptop on the road. I actually just got this a couple weeks ago. They were on sale, and it also has solar panels which open up. And so I can charge this when I am out in the wilderness and all I have is sunlight. It's pretty great. So for each season, I basically create a tote that has everything I need in it for that season. I also have my totes fairly well organized so that I can kind of quickly get on the road, because that is one thing that sometimes can be difficult is I just want to get on the road. I just want to go do the thing. And if I know it's going to take me like 3 hours to pack, sometimes I won't go do the activity because I know that I'm not fully prepped. So making sure that everything is ready to go will help you get on the road quicker. So I keep 3 different totes. In the winter, I have a tote that has all of my warm gear in it, my snow pants, warm socks, a change of clothes. Because sometimes a lot of the places I go, there's not anywhere nearby to use the bathroom, to get food, to change into your clothes, or to even stop at a store to get a change of clothes. I always bring all of that with me so that I'm fully prepared for any emergency. Especially in the winter, I always try to keep my gas full and have an extra pair of boots and gloves and warm layers in case something happens. So since it is summer, I love to paddleboard. So I have a container and I usually just leave this on the side of the garage. So if I'm gonna go paddleboarding, all I have to do is pick this up, put it in the car, put the boards on top, and get out of here. And one of the things that I learned a couple years ago is to have long camp silverware, because a lot of the dry camp food comes in tall bags. So this helps you not get food all over your hands when you are trying to eat. This is some of the dry food. So what you do is you boil the water and then you put it in here. And you typically let it sit for 10 minutes. I'm impatient, so sometimes I eat it in 8 minutes and it's a little crunchy. I try not to eat only these because this is about $11 or $12 per bag, which is kind of expensive. So other alternatives are Easy Max, ramen. There's so many different hacks if you just look it up on Google, Pinterest, etc. I'm still learning all of them myself, so if you have any tips or tricks for jet boil cooking, Let me know in the comments. This is my jet boil. I absolutely love this top, and then there's like a switch, and you put the water in and it boils pretty quickly, and then you can make coffee, tea, food. It's essential, and I love it for a lot of my landscape photography projects because I'll be out in the wilderness and I'm like, I'm hungry, and I'm like, oh, I can just go make myself food or coffee. And the third tote that I have has kind of a bunch of random stuff in it, so I'll just kind of go over what's in it. So since I live in the mountains, it can be really hot during the day, and then at night it can get really cold. So I typically like to keep Teva slippers with me. These are my favorite and I wear them all the time. Pretty great for just about every season. Another thing that I keep in my bag is my water filter. I don't use this a whole lot, but it is nice to have if you don't feel like packing out all of your water. Definitely look up the location that you're going to. Some water sources you might need to use iodine tablets as well as this. Okay, and a few other things that I wanted to mention that are really nice to have with you is a first aid kit. In here it has all of the essentials, but I also put in a Pepto-Bismol and ibuprofen in here as well. I don't know about some of my anxious stomach girlies, but Pepto-Bismol has like saved me a lot. If I eat something, as a lot of the camp food actually is not super friendly towards people with gut issues. So Pepto-Bismol helps ease any pain that you might have from eating something that didn't really settle well with you. So first aid kit is super essential. Okay, so now that we have gone over all of the essentials and the gear, let's get outside. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. Now that I am done packing up all of my gear, I am going to start setting up the car to go car camping. When I am out doing landscape photography, at first I was really frightened, scared. I felt kind of out of my element because I was the only woman I was seeing outside, hiking alone, trying to drive on rough roads, and sometimes I still am. However, it is becoming a more friendly space for women in the outdoors. And so I just want to encourage you that if this is something you've been wanting to do for a long time, you're scared, just do it. Just go out once and you'll learn something new every single time you do. So don't be scared, learn everything you can, and that will help you with feeling frightened or scared in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you really liked this video, found it helpful, please let me know in the comments, share it with your friends, hit subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you guys on the next video.